Yes. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose. Today we are talking about how to get your driving license here on Crete. Okay, or maybe I'm gonna share how I got my driving license here on Crete. First of all, one thing I have noticed here on the island, when you try to do something, at first it sounds so difficult and so complicated, because when I should get my driving license, I went to two different driving schools and they made it sound so difficult. Okay, because first of all, I wanted to do my lessons in English, because obviously my Greek is not very good for me to be able to do my lessons in Greek. So I needed to do the theory lessons in English, okay, and do the theory test in English. The first the driving teacher I contacted, because I got a phone number from my neighbor who said, oh, I know somebody who owns a driving school and you can speak to him and then he can arrange for you to do your lessons. And when I spoke to him on the phone, okay, he didn't speak very good English, so we were communicating in Greek, but he made it, I guess it's like he couldn't be bothered, so so that was that. But eventually I got to a school where I was able to actually register and be able to start my theory lessons. So the first thing I did, I went there with my residency card, my passport, my tax number, and my AMCA number. That's the social security number. Okay, those are the documents I was asked to produce to give to the school. And once I took all those papers, then the next thing they did was to make me enroll in a class online with a website. I'm gonna link those websites down below if you wanna start maybe doing your theory class just for fun before you can register, because actually you can do it. You can start doing your classes on those websites as you prepare to register with the school. So and obviously I didn't know those websites. That's how I found out. But now I know that you can just go there and just take the classes and just memorize the answers and things like that. So they gave me the two websites. They said you try this one. If you don't like it, or if you cannot translate to English, then you can try this one. But both of them, they gave the option to translate to English. So I did the theory class, and then they were able to book an exam for me, which I failed the first time. Okay, I could have come here and lied and said I passed, but the first time I failed. You have, I think altogether there are 900 questions, and from those 900 questions, they are going to choose 30 questions that you should answer randomly. You don't know which ones the computer is going to choose, so you must try as much as you can to know the answers. So anyway, I did the first exam. I failed just one question. I only failed by one question. So I had to go back now. I had to return my student card to the school, and then I had to redo the course again, the theory course all over again. Okay, so I did it for another, I would say, 2 months. 2 months I did the course again, because they need to book. Sometimes there are no slots available for you to take the exam, so they have to keep checking until they find the slot where you can go and retake the exam. So finally they found a slot for me, and I went. And I'm forgetting, before all that, there is a test before you start the theory class. I just remembered there is a test you have to do. You have to do the eye test. Okay, they are going to send you to a place where you should do the eye test, and then you also have to do another test, which I found I found it quite interesting, because you go to somebody who is supposed to, I guess, to like a physical test or something, just to, because he just looked at me. He didn't ask me anything. I just sat there. He looked at me. I had my papers, my student card and my residency card, and he just looked at everything, and then I paid, I think I paid like 10 euros or something. I don't remember. I could be wrong. I think it was 10 or 15 euros. And then he gave me a piece of paper, and that was that. So I was like, what kind of test is this? He didn't do it anyway. So those are the two tests you have to do before everything. And then after that, of course, you can continue with your lessons. So I did the lessons the second time after I failed the first time. And the next time they found a slot for me to do the exam again, and I went. And the thing is, when you get to the computer, the examiner, you need to make sure that the examiner has, you need to, before you get there in the morning, when you get there, you need to, okay, first of all, the school needs to put that you are going to do your exam in English. And then when you get there in the morning or whichever hour it is, you have to make sure that you have told the examiner that you are doing your exam in English. Because what happened was, despite the fact that my student card said that I was doing the test in English, when I looked at them, because they usually put a paper on the wall there with the details of the students who are gonna do the exam that day. So you have your name, your ID card, or your passport number or something, and then at the end it says the language that you are going to be taking your test, your exam in. And even though it said there that I was going to take my test in English, still when I went into the exam room, my computer was in Greek. So you need to go there. When you go there, first of all, even though it says on your student card that you are taking the test in English, make sure you tell the examiner also. You say that you're gonna take your exam in English. Make sure it says there on the paper that they put there on the wall, the list of the students. Make sure it says that you are taking your test in English. If it doesn't, go back and tell them that you are supposed to take your test in English, because then you'll go there and then it would all be in Greek. So I went there and the computer was in Greek, and then it was a bit complicated, but anyway, they were able to change. It took a while to change. In fact, I remember the group I went with, they all finished their exams, and then the next group came in and I'm still there. So I was a bit nervous. I was like, oh my God, I hope I'm not gonna fail now, because if I fail now, then I have another 2 months to study again, and oh my God. Luckily, I was able to answer the questions correctly. Actually, I didn't miss even one. I answered all 30 of them correctly. If I may say so myself, I was very proud of myself. And the computer is designed that you give an answer. If you're sure with your answer, you can confirm. If you're not sure, you can skip that question. So there is a button for skip. But the button is in Greek, so you need to ask which one is for skip and which one is for confirming your answer. Okay, so be very clear, so you make sure you don't confirm if you're not sure. So ask the examiner which button is for skip and which one is for confirm my answer. Because I remember I was, instead of answering the questions and confirming, I was skipping, and the time was running out. You are given, I think you're given 30 minutes to complete the exam, and the young ones were coming there and they were doing it in 3 minutes. But for me, because in the beginning I was making a mistake of not confirming my answer, I was skipping and skipping. Then I was like, how come I'm not finishing? Like the questions keep coming. So I asked the examiner, what am I doing wrong? And he's like, you're not confirming your answer, you just keep skipping. I was like, so which one is for confirming? And then he showed me, and then I was able now to start confirming my answers, and I got them all correct. despite failing the first time. So after I passed the theory exam, I take back my student card with my report now that says I have passed my theory exam, and then now you can start your practical lessons. Okay, you can now start driving. The school now will arrange your hours when you're gonna go to school, and then you start driving. Okay, I was driving in Hanya. That was an experience because oh my God. By the way, the school I went to, this video is not sponsored whatsoever, but I must mention that school because teacher Andrea was very patient with me. The school is called Kekaki's driving school. Okay, Kekaki's driving school. It's a very good school, and I did my hours, my driving hours. You know, the practical lessons. And then now it was time for me to take the practical exam. Okay, I was very nervous. I went very early in the morning, and I thank God because the examiner, that lady was so, you know, she wasn't like, you know, shouting or saying anything that will make you even more nervous. When we started the exam, she told me, check your mirrors, use your indicator. And she told me something else that I found very interesting. She told me, don't expect other drivers to obey traffic rules. Like, check even when where you're not supposed to check, just check to be sure. And I was able to do the exam, and I passed. Oh my goodness. I was so happy. I was so happy. So I want to thank the Kekaki's driving school and teacher Andreas for being so patient with me, because sometimes I would do the wrong things and panic, and but he's a good teacher. He speaks fluent English, so if you are there and maybe you would like to take your Greek driving license and you don't speak Greek, you'll be in the safe hands with Kekaki's driving school. You can go there and start taking your driving lessons. Yes. The thing is, I actually had a driving license, a Kenyan driving license, but when I went to show them, they wouldn't even look at it. But I understand, because they said if you have not driven in the EU, you have not driven in Greece, and also it had been a long time that I had driven. My license, they could see on my license, had not been used for a long time. It had not, because in Kenya we renew, that time we used to renew our driving license every year. So they could see that there were so many years that the driving license had not been renewed, meaning I had not used it. So they advised me to just take it from scratch, like somebody who has never driven before. And I think that was a good idea, because driving here is an experience. Driving on Crete, even if you're a very, very confident and qualified driver, it's gonna be challenging in the beginning when you come and drive here. And my examiner was actually correct, because she said don't expect anyone to obey the traffic rules. Okay, and yeah, that. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you how I got my driving license and how you can get your driving license and the process, okay? So I hope this video is of use to you, and thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose, and I shall see you on my next one. Yes, ass.